Alright guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about the little KX65 here. Charlie got this in as a... somebody asked you to fix it, right? And what needed to be done with it? Spark plug. New air filter. It was leaking gas. Did it start up pretty easily though, before you got it?
I don't know, I didn't start it before.
So I think it was running really crappy. And Charlie ended up using the... Did you use the ultrasonic cleaner for the carburetor?
Yeah.
He used the ultrasonic cleaner for the carburetor, clean up the carburetor. He, what else did you do to it?
Tighten the chain.
Oh yeah, tighten the chain.
Clean out the airbox and stuff.
And then,
Fix the clutch.
what was wrong with the clutch? Way too loose?
Yeah.
So, hopefully it's running good now. He also ordered an air filter for it. $10 air filter. That was already pre-oiled. And then a couple spark plugs. What spark plug did you put in it?
BR-ADS.
So we'll see if it fires up here. Move all this crap out of the way. We will see. Uh-oh. So far, sounds pretty good. Any gas leaking? No. It's a pretty clean bike. Smoking a lot. Gonna let it warm up for a bit. So yeah, second kick, not too bad. Waiting for the gas to leak now.
I'm gonna check how many screws out the...
Oh, the air pilot. I think you're supposed to start at 1.5 on these. Could be wrong. Gotta do the air mixture screw here. See what that screw is supposed to be out. Adjust that, and then this bike should rip. How much did you spend in parts, do you think?
$15.
15 bucks. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'll quick show you guys the VIN number. So, VIN number right here, it says you count back 10. So it's JKBKXEAC7Y. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a Y, so that's a 2000. So it's a 2000 KX65. And this is the first year of the KX65. So it's kind of cool. I like the color scheme. The black and the green. Looks like somebody painted the frame at one point. How many turns out?
1.5.
1.5 turns out on the air mixture screw. yard here. Thing rips. Pretty cool little bike. Never owned a 65 before. I've always kind of wanted one though. Kind of cool. Might need some repacking, but
Yeah, it's really loud, isn't it?
yeah, it's really loud. It seems like it, I don't know if it's because of the weight of the rider, but it seems like it doesn't kick in like, I guess these bikes don't kick in
I was
super.
in like a really high gear.
Oh, okay.
The power band is kind of insane though. Like when it hits, it's like.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. That's fast for a little bike.
It's really weird. The shift pattern, it says down 1, and then up is 2, and then another one is it says T. I don't know what that means.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on a bike before. Is that like top gears?
Top speed.
Top speed. Keep on going up for the top speed. Well, it looks like you fixed it.
Seems good.
Did you change the flow height too?
Yeah.
Just like a tiny bit?
Yeah. Maybe that's what did it.
The float height's a little bit off. It can not push that needle back up and close off that gas. So then you're gonna have that gas leak. And Charlie said he adjusted the needle, or the float just a tiny bit, and that was enough to push the needle back up and close off that gas. It's a clean bike actually.
Yeah.
Like look at the motor. I mean, it's clean. Pipe is cool. That's exactly like the what pipe is that like?
CR80?
Yeah, CR80 pipes.
They run pretty good.
I don't know why somebody would paint the frame gold like that. How do the brakes work?
Good.
No leaking on the forks. Wow. Pretty solid bike. One down.
I wish I was 10 years old and had this bike.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know how old it is. Yeah.
Check the oil. See if it's milky white.
I dumped the oil. I like drained it out.
Oh, you did?
But it was good.
Well, I guess you could just look through there. Put your finger on that. Ooh, very clear.
Yeah, I think it's.
I think they didn't. Yeah, it's like brand new. Good tires on it.
Yeah.
Front ones are a little bit rougher than the back, but not bad. Well,
Wow, it is really cold.
well, you fixed it. All right, guys. So the Kawasaki KX65 is back in the garage. As you guys know, Charlie fixed up this bike. He got the new air filter, the spark plugs, did an oil change, cleaned out the carburetor, and ran great. Everything was perfect on it. Took it for a lap around the yard, and as you guys know, it sounded really good, ran good. And then he's actually working on this bike for our neighbor, and he gave it back to the neighbors, and I think one of the kids actually ended up blowing up the bike. So I'm guessing what happened was the guy who my neighbor bought it from, he kind of knew that it was going out, because when he kicked it over, you could still kind of hear that kind of like slack in the piston, and I think he kind of knew that, so he sold it to my neighbor, and then my neighbor gave it to us to work on, and then one ride later, the thing blew up. And what we found out, Charlie took this whole bike apart, and he found that the crank, I'll quick show you guys, the motor's over here, everything's torn apart, but motor's over here. The crank has a lot of play. Up and down, I mean, look, you can see it. So the crank bearing is just junk in there. So what we're gonna do is rebuild the whole motor. Charlie took off the clutch and what else did he take off? Didn't take off the flywheel yet. He took off the clutch, the sprocket, the kick lever, the gasket, and everything's off of here. But I ordered a Tusk K-splitter off of eBay. I'll put a link in the description of this video for that. But it's supposed to be a pretty good brand. And what you can do with that one is split the case, so then you can get all the internals out. And then also what you can do with that is push out the crank from the opposite side. So when you take this case off, the left side, it exposes the crank, and then to get the crank out of this bearing, you have to push it out of that bearing, and this Tusk tool can actually do both. So it's got arms that attach here, here, and here, and then a bar that goes in the middle, and then you just crank it down and it'll push that out and it will split the cases. So that's coming in the mail, I think tomorrow. The kit comes with all new bearings, all new seals, comes with new piston, new crank, and what else is coming with? Top end kit, water pump seal, I think. So it's gonna be basically a brand new engine. And then we just have to measure the piston and see what kind of piston's in there. And I think we're gonna order the kit. I think on Rocky Mountain, it was around $360 for the whole kit, which isn't bad. That includes the piston, the crank, all the bearings, all the gaskets. So we thought it was a pretty good deal. And to get the bearings in, you're gonna wanna heat up the case, and then we're going to freeze the bearings, and then they should just drop right in, probably with a little tap. And it won't be too big of a deal. Everything else looks really good. The clutch looks really good. All the covers and everything, all the gears look really good so far. We're gonna check the internals as well, check out the transmission and all that good stuff, but we're gonna be going through the whole entire engine. The rest of the bike is really clean, really good. It's a 2000, so it's a pretty good year for this bike. I think it's the first year they were made, KX65s, and no dents in the pipes at all. Everything's spotless on this bike, besides now the engine, which is the most important part. So we're going to do a whole video on this rebuild, and then we're going to put it back together. So it should be pretty interesting. But yeah, we're waiting on the flywheel puller, which we have one, but you can see it's stripped out. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's stripped out pretty good. Let's see if I can zoom in on there. So this flywheel, I've used it probably 50 times on different bikes, and I've used it on a couple really, really rusty ones, and it actually didn't pull it off. So I twisted it in to the flywheel. I'll kind of quick show you guys if you have never used a tool like this before. It's pretty simple. It's reverse threads, I believe. But what you're gonna want to do is take off this nut right there. And then I think it's reverse threads, so let's see. Yep. And you're gonna twist that into there. And see how it tightens up, and then you tighten this one the opposite way, which would be this way. And when it grounds out to there, you put a impact driver on here and then crank it in, and in theory, it pushes on the bolt, which pushes this out. But this one's stripped out, so this whole thing just pulls off when you push this in. So we've got a new one coming in the mail, and that should take care of that. And we got a new pressure washer as well. That's pretty cool. Gas one. And then once the wind dies down, I'll quick show you guys how windy this is out here. It's super windy. So once the wind dies down, we're going to be taking the trials bike, the Beta, out for another ride. We've got to go through the woods with it. I want to set up an obstacle course for it with a bunch of logs and stuff, and then we'll both try to clear it, but that should be pretty exciting. All right, guys, and then little update on the 650 go-kart build. We did get a battery for it, and it should have enough cranking power to crank over this engine. Unfortunately, the box they made for it was a little bit too small for the actual battery for a KZ650. So the battery that's supposed to be for it doesn't actually fit in here. It's a size smaller. So I'm gonna take a gamble and see if that one can still crank over the engine. We'll have to see, but this is all gonna be happening next video. And then all we have to do is clean up one more carburetor. You can see I've got 3 of them done over here. Just need to clean up this one. All right, guys, back at the apartment. Got the battery charging up here. They recommend 8 hours. I could not find a solid battery for this. So hopefully this has enough cranking amps. Cold cranking amps in this battery was 130, and that's what the recommended one was for the original KZ 650 motor. So hopefully that's gonna work. And then the Tusk case splitter came. Here's the box it came in. Crank seal splitter, separator, Tusk. Came in like 3 days, pretty fast from eBay. Let's take a look. Here are the heavy duty bolts for it. They're really heavy and solid. And here is the actual mechanism right here. You can see that it's heavy. It's really heavy. You can tell it's quality. Yeah, so basically what this thing does is you put these bolts through here and there, and then you strap them into the places where the bolts go on the motor, and then you take a wrench and you twist this in until it lines up with the rod of the crank, and it should split that case right open. And you take it the opposite way, put this on one of the crankshaft ends, and then you put these on the other side of the engine where the clutch goes, and then you push the crank through the actual case. So it's like a two-way tool. It's kind of nice. Also came with a little sticker. And then the battery, I paid 68 bucks for this battery, which I think that's a rip-off, but whatever. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys are looking for any dirt bike parts, motorcycle parts, scooter parts, go to lap2.com. That's LAPTWO. There's a lot of really interesting parts up there. Definitely go check it out. Give it a look. Make sure to tune back in a couple more days to watch the video on this guy. It's going to be good. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. And until next time, we are out.